Woo! Martial set free. Severe came and paid them full wages, including a loan and fee. Deadwood out, gotta cut them trees. All I hear about loans, but none of them transfer fees. Man, I hear none of them transfer ins, and we bought none of our transfer needs. Martial set free. Severe came and paid them full wages, including a loan and fee. Deadwood out, gotta cut them trees. All I hear about loans, but none of them transfer fees. Man, I hear none of them transfer ins, and we bought none of our transfer needs. Woo! Yo, this is the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show today. I'm joined with NK and Edwin, and we are going to talk about the transfer window. Look, there's 4 days left. Manchester United has not made any movements in terms of incomings, but they've made a lot of work. There's a lot of discussion happening regarding outgoing. So we're going to talk about Donny van der Beek. We're going to talk about Martial. We're going to talk about Jesse Lingard. So look, let's get into it. Let's start off with Martial, man. So the news broke. Anthony Martial joins Sevilla on loan, 6 months, second half of the season. Wages were paid, including a fee package of 6 million euros. Look, we was discussing this inquiry before, offline, and I was saying, look, this guy is going to get a move. Do you know what I mean? I was met with, a pushback. They were saying, his wages are too high, and it is a lot. 225,000. It's a lot per week.
So they paid it.
Sevilla set up a package, right? Of paid a package to Man United of 6 million euros, and it's not quite the whole wage. It's like a combination between a loan fee plus his wages in it. So whatever it is they're doing, they just gave us 6 million and said, you know what? Can we take Martial for 6 million?
Yeah, but Martial is technically taking a pay cut. So, for example, whereas United, if United is going to be paying 250 a week, and whatever the pay cut that he got, so let's just say right now his pay is now 150. Now instead of United putting 240 a week inside his account, he's going to get 150 a week in his account, and then the remaining 100 is probably going to be what United use as a transfer fee. Whatever the deal is or whatever, I don't know, but something along that line.
I think because his contract is 250, he has to be paid that. Maybe they just paid the difference because that's his contract, isn't it? So it's not like they can't just break it and not pay him.
Put it like this:
Manchester United
is not paying. Put it like this: Man United is not paying towards his wages for the rest of the season. Sevilla is handling that, so they gave us money of 6 million, and we're using that to pay off his wages, and there might be some money spare, but I think his wages is 240k a week, and we're not paying anything towards that. Sevilla's fronted out the money. I mean, before these teams go on to say, you know what I mean, that they ain't got the cash or this, that, and the other. But really and truly, if you push them hard enough, if they want a player hard enough, they find a way. Do you know what I mean? They always find a way. Like I remember talking about Barcelona. If Barcelona not having money, they came out and said that the news was they're the most brokest team in the world, yet they're spending 55 million euros on Ferran Torres. Do you know what I mean? They always find a way, whether it is a loan, whether they take up more money, whether they do some smart accounting and financing, they just find a way if they want the player. So look, Martial's off our books. Guys, do you think it's a good move that Martial's gone, or do you feel like we made a big mistake in letting him go to Sevilla?
He was out of favour, right? So it's like you're better off letting him go and starting because the way our formation
Your sound's a bit off, Edwin. If you got your headphones.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Is that better now? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better, yeah? So I feel like he was out of favour. So it's best just to let him go for loan. And look, there's no option to buy, so they're gonna let him go, get some games. He's not happy at Man United at the moment, and let the manager make a decision. Because let's be honest, he's not getting into the team, really, is he? He's not gonna get into the team unless something happens. So just let him go, let him get some games. He's still young. You just never know. You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting though is when he came on and made his little cameo and supported with the goal. Right, I was thinking against, who was it again? West Ham, yeah, whatever, yeah. I was thinking, like, and then it showed one picture of him hugging, like, Ralph Ragnick embracing him. I was kind of looking away, but I was there thinking, what, like, is this a sign of maybe them re-establishing some sort of relationship or whatever like that?
I think he made his decision. He made a decision already, isn't it? I think a long time ago he made a decision. The only problem was the issues about whether he's going to play or not. He's saying he never said it. They're saying that he said he refused to play. So I think it's best for him to go get first team football, play in another good league, you know what I mean, with a good team. Sevilla, I'm sure they're in the UEFA Cup, right?
Europa League.
Yeah, I think they must be. They might be in it. So if they are, at least
they were in the Champions League, but I think they got knocked out to the Europa League now.
They're the king of Europe anyway. So Anthony Martial's.
And then if I'm right, he can play for them in that. So at least he'll still be playing European football. So I don't know. It's like it's a win-win on both sides. He gets to leave, and Man United get to free up some space. And I think the definitive thing was Elanga coming in and playing well. I think they could afford to say, like, Martial, you can go because we've got Elanga that can play here. If Elanga wasn't there, then maybe they would have thought about it a different way or just held off. So,
NK, what Edwin's saying, he was just like, he raised the point, and that's what's come through the news earlier about Ralph Ragnick coming out to the press and saying, you know, Anthony Martial didn't want to play. And then Martial responded on via his Insta or whatever, or Twitter, saying how, you know, he's been at the club for X number of years, he will never disrespect the club like that. What's your interpretation of what happened? Like, do you feel like he didn't want to play and Ralph Ragnick's got a point and he's saying, you know what, he didn't want to play for Manchester United, he's not having it? Or do you feel like it was some misunderstanding and maybe Martial was just like, yeah, what's your thoughts on that whole situation?
I think from listening to, obviously we don't get a chance to like hear the players all the time, and most of the time, so I'm not saying the manager is gonna come and just be truthful to like 100%, but when Ralph went inside, I mean, it wasn't even like a day or two, and then Martial agent came to say, look, my guy Martial is looking to leave, which means whatever the case, before even Ralph came inside, he was already plotting the move to kind of like go. Now, when a new manager comes in and then he sees someone who want to go, maybe his attitude in training wasn't right or whatever it is, because I think they had a conversation. He said, look, I've already made my mind up. I want to move. So the club just want me to just kind of like get a way out. But what happened from listening to Ralph, because Ralph kept on using the word like, look, whether you want to go or you want to stay, you still need to be professional in the way in which you conduct yourself. So to me, I feel like Martial has not been professional, because, you know, he can come out and say, oh yeah, I didn't say I didn't want to play or no, whatever it is. But no manager will, I mean, Ralph is not going to come there and say like, hey, he refused to play. Whatever the communication was or not, maybe he probably say, hey, you're going to come back, you're going to be on the bench, and there's a point where you might not start the game, and then he probably like go back to him like, look, if I'm not going to get on the pitch at some point, and there's no point you taking me there. Maybe that's what he said, you know, or something like that. I don't know. But me, the minute you come and say you don't want to be part of the club no more, I support Manchester United. I don't support these players. Yes, I might like you, but when you say you don't want to play for Man United no more, sorry, but I have to go with the manager, bro, because the manager right now represent Man United. So if he say Martial didn't want to play, I believe that Martial didn't want to play. Now he's gone. So it's just old news. Man
United, it's an odd, but we've got various different scenarios happening with our players and players that are unhappy and want game time. But Martial's one is peculiar because he's a guy that's had a lot of game time under various managers, right? He's had a lot of game time under LVG. He's the one that signed him. He's had a lot of game time under Mourinho. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer showed a lot of faith in him, even when he weren't in form. Do you know what I mean? And now he's at a place where I just feel like with Martial, he wants to start, right? But his performances is not justifying why we should keep starting him. And it feels like he gets on bench for a bit and then he throws his toys at the pram, almost as if to say he's at a high important status for Manchester United. Like he's like a Bruno Fernandes, or he's even like a Cristiano Ronaldo, or he's someone like or Varane or David De Gea. It's like he's a guy that I feel like you shouldn't even have the right about now to be moving this way and saying, I need to be starting, I need to be playing every game. Yeah, you've got you've got the drive and you've got the will, fair enough. But you need to understand that you're at Man United. And Man United's trying to develop a culture where no one's position is safe. Well, I hope that's what we're trying to do, where there's competition. And you should be thriving off the fact that, you know what I mean, that you've got someone else that could be taking your spot. I need to step up my game. But it seems like we've got players now that just whinge and whine. Like when they're not starting, they're not automatically being picked. And that's not really
My
the culture
friends,
that we're
they are doing this based on what they've been told. If you're a player and you come in and the manager tells you like, hey, you know what? I got my first 11 here and you are going to be my backup player.
Yeah.
You understand what your role is. But these players are coming and they are being given false hope to say, hey, you know when, like for example, Jota, when Jota was coming to Liverpool, he didn't come there with the assumption that he's going to come there and then ship guys like Mane or Salah. He knew that, hey, you know what, come there and you are going to be a rotation. You know, it's in players' contract. You know, are you going to be an important player? Are you going to be a star player? Or are you going to be a squad player? They have it in their contract. And somewhere along the line, whether they are whether the board or the chairman lied to them or the manager lied to them, they have actually promised them a role that they were not going to fulfill. You know,
I get that, yeah. But it's my thing is this. If you, move to a club, and I promised you like a starting role, you came to the club, and then you yourself know that you weren't on form. You yourself know you haven't banged in how many games, you haven't assisted in how many games, your attitude is a bit poor, you're low. Like, why you and yourself are going to be saying you need to be getting consistent games? And don't forget, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was riding with this guy, just like, you know, Ralph Ragnick is riding with Rashford now. This guy still was just like, his hold-up play was good, and he was showing certain signs of like, you know, glimpses of like, this is the Martial that we want to see. But bro, like, we're probably seeing that 1 in every 10 games, bro. And it's just like, we don't want to just be playing you just because you know what I mean?
And friends, as I said to you, that's
what you're about, man.
At the beginning of the season, maybe he had a conversation with Ole, and Ole said, okay, the number 9 spot is between you and Cavani to fight for it. Whoever is in form, get to start. Maybe that's a conversation that he just had. And then suddenly, they just bought Ronaldo. Ronaldo is a guy too that just don't get dropped. I mean, the guy don't even want to get substitute, let alone get
even
dropped.
80th minute where he's pissed.
Bro, 80th minute he got more. So you go from me and Cavani competing to, we got a guy now who is automatic starter, and whether he's playing bad or no, or whether it's like 5 minutes to go, he don't want to come off the pitch. So now you're going from competing with Cavani to competing with Cavani and Ronaldo, competing with Cavani to become the second choice striker, you know, not even the first choice striker, to the second choice striker. So straight away, you're going to feel like, you know what, maybe I didn't even mind rotating with Cavani here and there, but then I've gone from having to rotate with Cavani to probably not even getting pitched at all, bro. And maybe that's what literally upset him from the beginning, because Ronaldo was on plan. No, Ronaldo was very, very on plan. So maybe that is what upset him for that, because let's remember, he was injured, came back, and he wasn't even seeing pitch. You know, he wasn't seeing pitch. He was getting like 5 minutes here and there. And as a player who is used to playing all the time, whether he wasn't doing well or not, bro, that's going to affect him, you know? So at some point, you're going to have the conversation like, oh, I used to play and I get that there's new competition, but at least give it a chance. They're gonna right to do that, you know?
Edwin, what's Martial's Martial's best position? Because for me, I'm seeing, you're on mute by the way, I'm seeing Elanga come into the fold now, starting on that wing position. We've moved on now to a 4-2-2. So wide positions are back in play. Obviously, strikers now, we're playing with like 2 strikers. No, 1 striker at times, sometimes 4-4-2. I don't even know. We flip it out quite a bit, or 4-3-3. Sorry. What's Martial's favorite best position? Is it that he needs to be up top, or should he be used out wide?
I think his best position where we've seen him more effective is out wide, but he wants to play as a striker, right? But it's down to the coaching as well. Like, they should have coached him into that role. And like you say, like, maybe it was disheartened. Like NK said, he was probably so, look, you know, we're going to try you up front, you or Cavani. But as soon as Ronaldo comes, it just destroys everything, right? And then it's like, is he really going to play on the wing? So he's probably been disheartened from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I think if he was to fit in the team right now, it would have to be on the wing. But he has proved that he could be a striker for us.
I mean,
for me,
bro, he's gonna go to Seville and go play on the wings, bro. So let's just forget about this bollocks. I'm gonna watch Seville's game, and I'll bet you any money he's gonna be on the wings. He ain't gonna play. He's not gonna play as a number 9. He's gonna play.
Do you guys want him back? Do you guys want it if he has a successful loan?
No, I don't want him back. I don't. And you know what? That is, you know what? Man United as a club to do some wrong business, right? They should have put some kind of like money there that if Sevilla wanted to buy him, they have to pay for him. Especially given that the condition of how he went there, they didn't get the loan fee that they wanted plus the full wages. They didn't get that. They probably got half of that. So if you're gonna accept a deal like that, especially with the player forcing a move, then you have to put it in there that if he does well, then they have to buy the player for a certain amount of time, or they have the first refusal if they meet a certain amount. None of this was added to it.
No, but personally,
well, they're saying this thing where they're saying like, oh, they want a new manager to decide. When a player comes out and say that they want to leave for whatever reason it is, I don't see a way back for them, because once they have to do something, I don't know how to say it to you. Martial has had 6-7 years to nail down a place. He has played under 3 different managers now. And all these 3 different managers too, he never done something to actually for us to say, hey, you know what? If he become our main, he played the squad role, he played the main guy role. It has not worked from them. And as I said to you, you start from squad and then you become main. Meaning you go to main and you come back to squad again. It means you're not good enough and it's time for you to go. I don't see a way back for him. And I don't even care what manager comes in. There is no way back for him. There are good players out there that can do the same job that he probably gonna do, Bob. So to me, just sell him, Bob. Just take whatever you come from him and just sell him.
You know what? Let's move on from Martial. Look, Martial's obviously, how old is he now? It's like I don't even know how old Martial is now. What, 27? Or is he
26 now? 26.
He's 26. He's on about 50K a week. And obviously, if we don't do something about him now, we could be in a position where he gets that final Pogba situation again, where he's either walking for free or he's asking for crazy wages, which just imbalances our whole transfer window. So we really got to understand what we want to do with him. And I think it's the right step, send him out on loan and then, let the new manager come in and decide what he wants to do with him, whether that be Pochettino, Ten Hag, or whoever it is that's on the list. But let's move on to Lingard. Look, Lingard's a guy that's been at Manchester United all his life, from the age of 7 years old. I don't know if you saw the reports that came out or saying how some fan was asking, saying, something about Ralph Ragnick, like, don't let, Lingard go, like, we want him to stay at the club or whatever. And Ralph Ragnick said basically that, he's going in the summer. And that story kind of went a bit viral. And Lingard apparently heard that story and he's kind of upset. And he's upset that, that story's circulating and Ralph Ragnick did him like that. This is a guy that's been at Manchester United for ages now. It's seeming that talks are going on with Newcastle, but it's kind of hot and then it's cold. We don't know what's happening. For right now, I feel like it's gone a bit cold. The impressions that I'm getting is that Manchester United are kind of, I don't know really what's going on with that transfer fee. I don't even know what's going on with that transfer. Is it that Manchester United want a fee?
Basically, this is
a loan. I don't get it.
This is what is happening. So Newcastle won't just Lingard on a loan, but just Lingard don't want to sign for them permanently because obviously they're in a relegation battle, so he don't want to go there permanently just in case they get relegated. So they want to take him out on loan for the remaining 6 months. But part of the loan is that they're going to cover his wages and they were going to pay Manchester United 2.5 loan fee. And Manchester United is like, okay, that's fine. We accept that, but we want to put a clause in the contract where if Newcastle stay up, then we want 12 million from that as a bonus. And that is where the problem is. So, and for that, I totally agree with what Manchester United are doing out here. Because look, staying up in the Premier League, if it is important for Newcastle, then personally, I believe that they should put it there because now all the players that they are signing, all these players are going to have bonuses in their contract that when they stay up, they're going to get. So why should Man United not put a clause in there that if you stay, we want like 12 million or even 10 million, whatever the case is?
Edwin.
I think they need to do that because we saw when Jess went to West Ham, he nearly fired them to the Champions League, and firing them to Champions League is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then the thing is, I don't see no problem with what United are trying to do with that deal. To be honest with you.
So. Okay, cool. So Edwin, look, on this Lingard thing, what NK's saying, so he's like, yeah, I've read that too. You know, Man United want this money if he gets Newcastle out of relegation. Look, Newcastle's got the money. Look, they should be, if they want to build strongly, I think the benefits for them getting players that are playing in the Premier League and not playing in the Champions League will be beneficial. But just moving on slightly, still on the Lingard thing, but the whole thing about Lingard is that a story came out about him. It was a leak, and there's leaks all over Manchester United saying that Lingard was basically saying that he's unhappy, and like he's saying something along the lines of there's no point coming into training or working, whatever like that, coming into training if he's not going to be starting. Like he's feeling like, what's the point? Let me see if I can find the correct words he said. So he says he's upset. Where is it? I can't find the exact words, but it's somewhere in there. But he's basically saying there's no point. It's pointless now him coming into training, whatever like that, if he's not going to get a start. What's your thoughts on that wordplay from Lingard?
You know what? Like, let's be honest though. Like, he done really well at West Ham, right? And then he came back to Man United, and they haven't really even given him a chance. So I can see why he's disheartened, But look, his contract's out, isn't it? So realistically, now he's January. They might as well just let him go, either loan or just sell him, because like you can tell he doesn't want to stay, and there's no point just keeping like someone there that doesn't want to be there. I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's within his right, isn't it? If he feels like he should be starting, he hasn't been given a chance, and it's not like our team is playing so good that he can't displace anyone there, especially on those wins. You know what I mean? So
I think Lingard will definitely do a better job than Elanga. I think Lingard can still do as good as a job as Elanga's doing.
No, he's not.
I think he can. I think we disrespect Lingard a lot. Like I feel like Elanga
was giving him a chance. Exactly.
I feel like the whole fan base is twerking over Elanga. Look, I'm getting excited because I'm seeing Elanga doing stuff that I wanted Rashford to do. Yeah, but I do feel like Lingard, if you start him consistently, that guy will be doing what Elanga's doing and a bit more. Like I think like Lingard's a more senior. Not like to say he should be like starting lineup every game or anything like that. But I'm just saying that what Manchester United is doing to Lingard is a complete mockery. Like we're doing the same thing to Donny like we're doing to Lingard. Like Lingard is part of the like Lingard is like, you know what I mean? Like for me, that's a big disrespect for a guy like that. He had a successful loan. He's shown what he's about. Yeah, he's not really been working at Manchester United, but there's no point blocking his loan moves, blocking his sales or whatever it is. Yeah, you remember teams were offering us 25 million last summer or whatever it was, around that figure. Man United's all blocking it. My thing is like, you don't block it just to do that, because this guy is in his primal years. He's in his prime years, and it's like one of those things. If you want to block this move, don't call. Every time our managers get asked about it, yeah, everyone's saying, oh, we've got so many cup competitions. Ollie was saying that to the cows come home. Oh, we've got this, or we've got that. Bro, these men will rather play Phil Jones in midfield than flip him, bring on Donny van der Beek. They'll rather play man. You know what I mean? It's not making any sense.
Friends, I disagree with everything that you said here. I disagree. First of all, don't come here and say that, oh, we disrespected just like that. We did not disrespect him. The same way you said about Martial, Lindegaard has been at United here for 7-8 years. He had his chance in the first team to play first team football for Man United. He did not nail down a first team place. He just did not. He was here before Bruno came. He was here before Bruno came. No. He was here before Bruno came when we were struggling for creativity. He was one of the main guys. He didn't take his chance.
But NK, why block?
But he wasn't starting. Like, when has he ever really started consecutively?
Mourinho's time, he was starting, bruv. Mourinho time, Lindegaard was starting.
Okay,
under Mourinho, he was starting under LVG.
Why block the loan? Why block the sell?
Listen. Before you man just talk here, look.
I just want my question to be answered.
I'm talking to you.
This guy's gonna go around. We ain't got that much time, bro. You're gonna go and
nothing. No one
blocked his transfer. They turned down his transfer. They turned down his transfer.
Listen. Let me finish. Summertime. Me, you, Edwin, every single fan in the world knew that Jess Lingard was not gonna get game time at Manchester United. We knew it. Everybody in the world knew it. Only Jess Lingard was the one who thought he was going to get game time. And so when Oli was talking to him, he was doing that thing. Maybe that was the case, but personally, I don't think Jess Lingard wanted to go back to West Ham. I think he wanted to wait for his contract to finish, just like what Pogba is doing, so that he can go on a free and get big money if he could not agree a new contract with Man United. Everybody just making it seem like just because Jess Lingard is British, he's not doing what Pogba is doing. Oh, these guys want money.
So you think that he himself is saying he wants to stay and rot on the bench? You don't want to go West Ham and get a loan. You don't want to go Newcastle and get a loan.
If he really wanted to go to West Ham, that deal could have happened. It could have happened. If he went in there and tell Oli, like, look, Oli, I went to West Ham, I enjoy the way I play, and I don't want to come here and try to fight.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
It would have happened.
I don't agree with that. Look, listen to this, Lingard can equally get all the benefits if he's doing what Pogba's doing. Still, at the end of the season, if he goes on a loan. If he goes on a loan to Newcastle, he can still not sign, and they're happy not to sign him. You know what I mean? They're happy to say, you know what, just keep us up in the Premier League. Then you can go about your business. Man United somehow is there blocking this move because Lingard actually wants to play football. But he doesn't care to be on the bench.
If he wanted
to get his money anyway. He's going to get his money anyway.
If he wanted to, if I'm Man United, I said keep him. I said keep him. Because first of all, in the summer, whatever agreement was, I think seriously, I think if United knew that they could not agree a new deal with him, they would have let him go. Personally, they would have taken whatever West Ham offered and let him go. I really believe that just the guy said, okay, then if you give me the game time that I want, then I will sign a new contract. But obviously the season started, and you know what Oli was. Oli was one of the biggest lie ever in the whole world. Just Lingard should have. But just Lingard was
a mockery, though.
Well, he knew that because guys like Telles was there, not getting game time. Donny Beek. So how he actually trusted Oli that he was going to get game time and actually sign a new contract, I don't know. He had a chance to move. Even when transfer deadline day was coming and Ronaldo came and he wasn't playing.
I don't buy that.
He could have moved.
I don't buy it.
West Ham. Bro.
I think Man United shagged him, bro. I think Man United shagged him.
Bro. So, okay. So,
because it's all about loans. It's not like this time, it's all about loans. Maybe he could have moved previously, but I'm talking about, look, we're in the January transfer window. This guy's like, he wants to go Newcastle on loan, and we're complicating the thing. Look, Lingard already knows that he's not signing any contract. Lingard already knows that he's getting.
Okay, so why was there not this? Why was there not this same kind of noise in the summertime? If Lingard wanted to leave in the summertime and Man United were blocking the move, why were they not this same kind of noise around the time?
Like you said, Lingard's thinking in his head, look, I'm running down my contract. Man United's boying me. I want to get a big payday at the end of the day. Look, I'm coming to my last serious contract. If I leave on the free, I'm going to get money. That's like, I understand that. But what I'm trying to say is, Man United are not going to try and sell Lingard on a permanent deal where Lingard's going to miss out on getting a big payday, which is probably why that move's going to happen.
Why you don't care about that?
Look, Lingard, is not going to want to go to another club on a permanent deal, whether it be West Ham or whatever, because he's going to miss out on that big P. I understand. And obviously, probably that's why the move broke down, maybe one of the reasons. But now, we're talking about a loan. Like, this guy's rotting on the bench, bro. In Champions League, he isn't getting any games. In FA Cup, he's not getting any games. Now in Europa League, he probably ain't going to get any games. And then we keep saying that we need squad depth. Look,
okay, then, he got an agent. So if he want to play football, tell his agent to get a club and come buy him permanently instead of going for a loan for 6 months. What's the point of going for a loan for 6 months when your contract expires now,
bro?
Get your agent to come buy him on a permanent deal, bro.
But no one's gonna buy him now because they're like, what's the point? Because what's gonna happen is that why buy someone now that's gonna be free in 6 months?
Hold on. Look.
Oh, sorry.
This guy Lingard has been at the club since 7. Now you're talking about Lingard. If he really wanted the move, he should have forced it, bro. Edwin, if you was at a club playing for a team since you was a toddler, a kid, 7 years old, should you be needing to force a move? Or should Manchester United be facilitating a move for him, like doing what's best in his interest? Look, this guy, if you're going to treat Lingard like that, what example does that give any other player that's coming to your club? What example, bruv? Like Ronaldo, Fergie said, you know what? I really want you. You're like, fam, but you know what? Your wish is to go Real Madrid. Look, you have my blessing. Bruv, we can't even let Lingard, who we're not even using, go to West Ham without all this man having to force a move. He should never need to force a move, bruv. Man United should be knocking on the door of these clubs saying, do you know what? Like Van der Sar said with Donny, like, writing letters saying, treat my guy well. He served us well. It didn't work out, but he's still a good player. Boom, 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 boom. Sign of approval, bruv. Where they're wasting guys, giving man them extra contacts just to hold bench. I don't get this club, bruv. I really don't get this club. I don't get it with Donny van de Beek. I don't get it with Lingard. I didn't get it with Martial. I really don't get it, bruv. Like, Man United is something else, bruv. Like, we're just on this money thing. But you can't just be on this money thing for all. You don't. Where's your loyalties at? Like, Man United is mad, you know. Jesse, you know. Yeri didn't work out at Man United, whatever, but he's one of the guys. But this is the same guy that Millie watched on Arsenal's, bruv. This is the same guy that Millie watched, bruv. Are you done?
Friends, look, as I said to you, communication, yeah. Communication.
That alone should have got a contract. That alone.
Straight, bruv.
Communication, yeah. Communication work both ways, bruv. As I said to you, if summertime, when he went to the loan and came back summertime, and then he sat down with the club like, look, I played for Man United for a very long time.
Yeah.
I went to West Ham. I was the main guy there. And now I am ready to move on to do that. I feel the club would have just started to say, okay, then just, we understand.
Okay, but NK, I get what you're saying. Sorry to cut you off, but Man United, history shows they've got a tendency to lie into their players. Same with Van de Beek.
And but that's the thing.
Manchester United. How many times they said Van de Beek stay? They told him last summer, they said stay, we're going to play you. Bro, this guy sits on bench. Man United lied to their players.
No. It's not Manchester United that lied to him. It's the manager.
We're not good at making money. Look, we're not good at making money at the end of the day, yeah. How many signings? You've heard it in the news. Only 10 million out of all these signings that we sell. Look, Man United is trying to recover money, giving all these guys contracts, but we only end up doing ourselves here because we can't get rid of these guys. Look, Lingard, I don't care. Look, the difference between the money was what, 5-10 million max. That was the valuation between what West Ham was giving and what we really wanted for Lingard.
And now he's going to go for free.
Now he's going to go for free. Why? Because Man United is crap at doing business, crap at doing transfers. And we're buying him. In actual fact, right? Lingard, this is what I keep telling you. Lingard shouldn't have to be stressing it with Manchester United. If Lingard wants to go and play football to get into the England squad at the peak of his career, Man United should be doing more to facilitate that move. They shouldn't be looking at it as 5-10 million. Look, we went and wasted how much money on Pelestri? He ain't never going to see daylight at Manchester United's training ground. He came, he got a tour on the bus, and then he got shipped over to one next league, and that's it. And now we're talking about,
you lot are looking at this, yeah? You lot are looking at this, yeah? From a whole different, like, you just looking at it from, like, just one perspective, but and I'm just telling you, first of all, Manchester United as a club did not lie to Jesse. It's only summertime. He went.
Yeah, but only is a representative of the club. Like,
look at Martial's situation.
He's a representative of the club. If he's lying, Man United's lying.
Bro, no.
What, do you trust the Glazers and that? Do you trust Woodward in that?
Friends. Man said it's not. Look at Martial's situation. Martial came out and he said, I want to go. Raf sat down with him. Raf said, I sat down with him and he told me that he has been at the club for a very long time and he feel like now is the time to go. He already made his mind up. So right now, Manchester United as a club don't have no option but to accept that. And I'm telling you, if Jess came and said that, look, I went to West Ham. I enjoy being a star player there. I played here for long, and I feel like it's time that I move on. I got 1 year on my contract, and I'm not going to sign a new deal. United are going to say, fine. And then if West Ham comes inside here, then they sit down with West Ham and say, okay, just want to go. We feel like he worked something, and they could have. And I promise you this, United would have accepted a deal for him. But he came, spoke to Oli. Oli said that, Jesse, you went to West Ham, you done good, so maybe there's a place for you in this squad. That was the manager. That wasn't the club. And because he had that,
but the manager runs.
Let me finish. Because he had that agreement with Oli to say, hey, you can play yourself back into the squad. The club thought that if that was the agreement that was made, then maybe we can talk about renewing your contract. Because let's face it, at the beginning of the season, there was a talk between Jesse Lingard and Man United to renew his contract. That only stopped when he wasn't having game time.
Okay, can I ask you something? What conversations did Lingard have with Ralph Rangnick then? Huh? Knowing that is what conversations.
No, but here is the bigger problem now. This is the bigger problem that we have right now. The bigger problem is right now. I heard West Ham and Tottenham wanted to buy him on a permanent deal, but the problem is United cannot sell him to West Ham and Tottenham when we are actually competing with these guys for top 4. Can you actually imagine? Bro, as I said to you...
No, but he's happy to go Newcastle. Forget about West Ham and Tottenham. Yeah, I know that they're interested in, but he's happy to go Newcastle, as far as I'm concerned, on a loan deal. What conversation is Lingard having with Ralph Rangnick? Listen, Ralph Rangnick is the guy. Yeah? Ralph Rangnick said, if you want to leave, you come to me, we have this discussion, yeah? Boom, 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 boom. Look, Lingard is not signing a deal. Ralph Rangnick knows that, so it makes no sense in keeping this guy, which you're not going to play, and you can't sell for money anyway. You might as well let this guy go for loan. Look, he said, come to me. They can sell for money.
They can sell for money.
Can't sell Lingard for no money, man. Not to a club.
What about the cases, bro? Why should Manchester United help Newcastle stay up? Why should we help Newcastle stay up? When they got all this money, they are buying players left and right, paying over the odds left and right. As I said to you, friend, it's about who need who more. What, for all you know,
I think it's disrespect.
Friends, for all you know, Lineker can stay at Manchester United, play no game, come on in the UEFA Cup final, UEFA League final, and score a last-minute goal like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Let's move on from Jesse, because Jesse's taking up all the time. Let's move on from Jesse.
I thought just the bottom line is that Man United should just let him go. If we're not going to play him, just don't let him sit on the bench. Bro. That's it.
Well, it's gonna go. Just pay up the money, bro. Pay up the money. It's a business out here, bro.
There's no more money now. The discussion of money is.
No, but you can't say pay up the money, because the teams that want to pay up the money, like you said, we're better.
If Jesse go to Newcastle right now, best believe if in his contract or whatever agreement he's gonna have with Newcastle, if they stay up, he's gonna get a fat check, bro. So why should Man United not get some of that fat check, bro?
You know what? Yeah, if NK was a manager, it would be so ruthless. You know, it would be so ruthless, bro. For me, I'm thinking about him as a fam. What does it mean then to play for Manchester United as a youth, like coming through the ranks? Like, what do Man United see this guy as? Like who is he? They just think.
As I said, I support Manchester United. I don't support none of these players. Players come and go, bro. So I don't care what they want, bro. They can come and go, bro. If you wanted to go, live in the summer. Don't live in January, bro, man. Oh, he wanted to stay and take. He wanted to stay and take selfies with Ronaldo, bro. Now he's paying the price, bro.
I'm done with you. Let's move on.
That's what he wanted to stay and take selfies.
Yes, that's what he stayed, bro.
Hey, look.
AK is mad. I swear that
he's mad. He should be the Ghana coach, bro. He'll get them all in. Line. Look, Amad Diallo confirmed loan move to Queen's Park Rangers. Look, he's gone for 6 months. No,
Rangers. No more Rangers.
What did I say? Oh, sorry, I said Queen's Park. What am I on, bro? I said Queen's Park, you know. Man went to the Scottish League. Rangers. I need some, too much cayenne peppers in that Indo, bro. It's gone to my head. Look, he's gone to Rangers. 6 month loan, no option to buy. just like it was for Martial, and just like it will be probably for all of our signings, to be fair, because I'm waiting on the new manager.
I think that's good though, man. I don't think we should have an option for him to be bought. Like, you know what I mean? Right now, he's young. Let him go and get first team, play in a league like that where he'll be able to express himself, get his confidence up and running defenders. So I think it's a good move, you know.
You like Amad Diallo, innit? I feel like you're a big fan of his always from day you moved in, and I feel like.
Do you know what it is? I feel like.
Do you think Elanga's leapfrogged him? Do you think Elanga's leapfrogged him in a way? Do you feel like?
Yeah, because the only thing is that Elanga's got on him, right, is the fact that Elanga understands English football and he's played. You know what I mean? He's played through the ranks. Diallo's still very young. You know what I mean? Like he's what 2021. He's still got at least.
Ahmed is 19. You know, Ahmed is 19.
Oh, sorry, 19. So
no, sorry. Elanga is 19. Ahmed, I'm not sure how old Ahmed is, but Elanga is 19, bro.
Let me check. No, but what I'm saying is that Elanga's like played in this country, you know what I mean? Maybe not to the level of the Prem, but understands it, you know what I mean? You still got Diallo, still got a lot of learning to do, still needs to get stronger, you know what I mean? So I feel it's a good for him to be loaned out because it's not like okay, we're gonna loan him out. Yeah, Diallo's 19 as well.
Okay.
Same.
So it's not like oh, we're gonna loan you out and we're gonna get rid of you. It's just let him go out, let him get some first team football. You know what I mean?
It'll be good for him. I think so as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. It'll be good for him, and you know, like one of the main guys that I've seen here that's actually worked on. It's can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting some feedback. I don't know what it's from though.
1 second.
A little bit of feedback. Stop now though. But
I think one of the guys, yeah, that is worked on, that's gone on loan is someone like Harry Kane. You remember like when he was at Tottenham, I think he went to Leicester, he went to a few clubs. So I think loans work as long as you're going to pay them again in the future. You know what I mean? I think if the goal is okay, yeah, we're gonna keep him, but we're gonna actually develop. This could be part of his development. You know what I mean? Like okay, go and play. So I think it's all in all is good. It's good that he went on loan instead of him just sitting on the bench or playing under 23 games or playing the odd League Cup games here and there.
Yeah.
So I think it's this consistent football. He's young as well, isn't it? You don't want him on the bench just getting rusty, and then when he comes on, we'll be like, oh yeah, he's not playing well, but he's not really been given a chance. So I think it was a good move to get him out.
That's 100%. So Fabrizio Romano on that point, what you said. So he said Man United trust Ahmad as a key talent for the future and wanted Diallo to go out on loan to be a regular star like in the future. So like you said, I think like this loan is potentially to see what he's about, you know, get him sort of more adapted to English football, and hopefully he can be coming back to be challenging, you know, who knows, challenging on the wings. But I've got this thing about Man United, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like with our managers, like it's like we don't necessarily, well, recent anyway, we don't really like these kind of more technical players. I feel like outside of maybe like a Bruno, I feel like we like these guys that are more like speed, pace, and you know, like sure power and brute. Like you know, even from Dan James times playing on the wing, we rather trust him than trust a more clinical, slower, technical player. Then we've got guys like Sancho, who now is fighting to get onto the pitch. He's more of a technical guy. You need to know how to use these guys. It's something different. You know, you see like guys like Mahrez thriving in City. You know what I mean? They get the Ferran Torreses and all of them guys. They do well. Man United is relying on guys that's just speedy. That Elanga, he's got the pace. That's what we're excited about. Rashford again, the pace. That's why he's always starting. Do you know what I mean? It feels like Man United really don't give guys like Diallo that much of a chance. You know, there was more of a skillful, creative type players, more technical players, Sancho's and stuff. What's your thoughts on it? Do you observe the same thing, or is it just me? Is it like, I don't know, Man United's
always been like that, isn't it? Think about it. Like they had Giggs, they had Beckham. Obviously, he's not fast, but remember they've had the Giggs, they've had Ronaldo, they've had Nani. So they've always been a team that have had players on the
just
wings,
quick and yeah.
So you know what I mean. So I don't think it's any different, because even if you look at someone like Elanga and Diallo, they do have attributes. They can dribble, they can beat players. It's just about them growing into the positions and actually fulfilling their potential. Because it's one thing, as we've seen in many footballers, having potential, and actually another thing, actually becoming a good player. There's so many players that have potential that don't. So I just hopefully they nurture and kind of like look after Elanga and Diallo to fulfill their potential, so they can actually become first team regulars that are effective.
No, I agree. Hopefully as well, man, because we need them youth. We need them youth coming through the.
Yeah, I think on that point too. I think the thing about technical players, with the intensity of how the Premier League is, technical players need to adapt to it in order to kind of like get into like, because for example, if you're a technical player that you want to dribble like how Sancho is like dribble and stuff like that, Premier League is so fast that when you come, you need to just kind of like learn how to move before you can just start dribbling around, you know, or just making sure like how much you take on the time. Look at Pogba. How many times does he get caught on the ball? Because they just like they see the game differently compared to how the speed is. Players who are very like speed matches and hard work, like how Elanga is and stuff like that, is how the Premier League is. Fast-paced environment. So naturally, it kind of fits into their style. Whereas technical players need time to like adapt and adapt into the environment before they can come good. But definitely, look.
I just see Pep do it so well, man. Like Pep I just see Pep do it so well because everyone's technical, man.
Pep don't do that though, because look at that. Bernardo Silva, when he came, it took him like a whole year to get used to the team. Rodri, when he came to, remember, Fernandinho was still the main guy and he was rotating with him until he actually took it from him permanently too. Most of the guys that come there always take their time.
Mahrez
was already in the Premier League already, but he took his time to just get him into the team already. So it don't work like that. But the finish, when you come to the finish, Man United are getting exposed with this kind of like
everyone's technical, bro.
We don't have the team right now that is playing well to give these young players kind of like a breathing space for them to develop under the radar. You know, we expect too much of him. Look at Greenwood right now. Greenwood as a player should not be playing with pressure. But then now you got me coming there calling him like, oh, he doesn't track back and everything, because we demand more from them. Because if we don't get from these young players, we don't have no other guys to kind of like do with, you know. So right now, Man United as a place right now is very hard for young players. Sancho, for example, came in now. We should already have someone already playing in that right wing position to say, okay, you know what, Sancho is going to take over from you in the next year or two. So Sancho don't have no pressure. Look, you're going to play doing rotation and stuff like that. But in the big games, I'll start you. And then if someone is there doing the job, there ain't no pressure on Sancho. Look at Grealish. Well, he hasn't been doing nothing at City. Is anybody talking about him? No, because he got guys taking the pressure off him. By the time you know necessarily he's in there. But Ahmed, look, that low move is great. Scotland is probably like, I'll say Scottish League is equivalent to Championship kind of like level. But he's going to play for Rangers. Rangers is a very, very
Champions League.
supported club.
Champions League exposure.
But they are, well, if you talk about playing for a club that got such
big
kind
club
of pressure, it like that, it is like that, because they are very good, and he's going to be in a title challenge over there.
Club's got heritage. He's going to feel the
title challenge over there too. I think they still like in Europe, so he's going to get a bit of like Europe too there too. So he's going to learn how it means to kind of like play in a pressure environment too. And don't forget too, Rangers go like almost about 60,000 fans at their stadium week in, week out, and when they go away too, it's going to be hostile too. So I think it's going to be a very, very good learning environment for them. My biggest problem is United as a club don't have a path to develop players. For example, we're sending them on loan, but what happens when they come on loan? There need to be a plan for these players when we buy them, or even when they go on loan, to say, hey, you know what? We got a 3-year plan. There needs to be
a clear path to get
to the first team. Like to say, hey, you got a 2-year to get to the first team. So this year you're gonna go on loan at Rangers, and when you come back next season, we're gonna look to loan you to a different club, probably in the Premiership, so that you can get Premiership experience. And then maybe in the 2 years' time, you'll be ready to get to the first team. You know, but they didn't do that. They just wing it as they go. True. If we go there right now and he scored 10 goals, say that's fine. It's part of your development. Now you've done it in Scottish. Now I want you to do it in the Premier League for a medium team.
I think the one that's getting it, the one that's getting a nice nurtured little development is James Garner. He's doing it, you know, low key. Where's it?
But then once again, what is the plan for him? They finished. We don't know what the plan for him is, because James, yes, he's doing a Champions League level, but you cannot bring him next season and chuck him straight away into the first team. But So there need to be a plan for him. Next season, United should be looking to loan him to one of these lower teams in the Premier League so that he can go get experience there before you chuck him into the Man United first team. But are they going to do that? No, they won't.
Let's move on. Let's conclude with the final one. Donny van de Beek, man. Crystal Palace is after this guy. They want him again.
Look, the thing is, for me, let him go, man. Like,
yeah.
The thing is, he's been given too many broken promises, you know, and he's tried. Look, okay. And we've got to look here. Look at that game he came on in the Champions League, right? Remember? Yeah. And he literally changed the game. He was like bossing it, right? We've got midfielders that are not consistently playing well, but he's not started under Rangnick here, has he?
I think he's just been coming off the bench. If he has started, it's probably like 1 or 2 games max. But he's mainly off the bench.
The young boys game, but that's it. Young boys game, that's it.
And it didn't work out.
But the thing is, it's not like, right? It's not like the midfielders are playing so good that he doesn't deserve not to be given a chance. It's not like McFred or not McFred. I mean, like Fred or McTominay are playing so well, or Matic so well that it's like, okay, we can't displace them. They're
acting like he's prime Roy Keane and prime flipping.
But like, they're acting like McFred are prime Roy Keane. The midfielders are replaceable right now. So I still don't know why they haven't even given him a chance. Like, you can't just play him in the one game against Young Boy and then be like, oh, okay, he hasn't played well. Let's not play him. I think he should be given more. He should have been given more of a chance. But for his own development and wanting to go to play for his country, because he missed out last time, didn't he, to play for Holland?
The issue is now he's not getting enough game time, so he's not getting into the Netherlands.
He didn't go to, what was the last tournament? The Euros, right?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, look,
he didn't go.
He went to the Euros, but he got injured. But the thing right now is,
no, he didn't get called up.
He went, but he got injured, so he had to withdraw. But right now they got a new manager, and their new manager is LVG, and obviously he dislikes Man United. So anything that he would do to cause more trouble to Man United, he will do it. So he said, look, as long as you are Man United, you chill on the bench, I will not pick you. If it was any manager, they will still pick you because of his quality, but they don't do it. You know? What
do you think is a good move then? Him going Crystal Palace then and getting that long.
You know what? But NK made a good point, right? If we've got players that are on the brink and we want them to play in the first team, but we want them to play teams like Crystal Palace are great because they're not a low team, but they're mid-table. They're not really going to threaten our position, but he'll get enough good time and play at a high level. You know what I mean? So I think going to excellent move. I think he should go Crystal Palace. You know, and the thing is, imagine his development. He's going to be managed by a guy that was a solid midfielder in the Prem in Vieira. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That can help develop his game, and you know what I mean. Just elements of him getting stronger, like being a bit more confident on the ball. So I think Crystal Palace is a good move for him. If I was him, I would take it.
Yeah, he did go to the Euros. I just double checked. He had an injury, so I remember that time. I remember it now, and was like, he's got poor luck. He's got poor luck. He just
Look, with me, this Donny thing, I'm gonna keep it nice and sweet because obviously Jesse one kind of got my blood boiling. And look, this is a message for the United board: free Donny. Free Donny. Bro, if they don't free Donny, what happened with the Super League that we came to destroy the stadium, Well, it's going to be 10 times worse, bro. Free Donny, bro.
Free Donny, yo.
Free him, bro. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, but NK, don't you think though he deserves to actually get a chance in the Man United team? I know potentially he's going on loan, but don't you think during the course of this season he should have been given more opportunities?
Yeah, but the thing is, see, we as fans, we can say all we want to say, but these people see something in trainer we don't see. Maybe in training,
I don't trust Man United, man. I don't trust Man United's coaching.
Maybe on training, he has gone to the ball too much, so they clamp him all the time. So as a manager, if you see him get clamped on training all the time, you scared to put him in there. I don't know what's happening on the training.
It's so difficult to believe, though, in this formation that we're playing with either Scott McTominay, sitting as a DM or Matic sitting as a DM, and then 2 of those number 6s. It's so difficult to believe that you could have played Donny in one of those positions. I just can't.
But at the same time, if we're going to do that, let's be honest, Bruno's not even been playing lit enough Like, if we're gonna go on form, yeah, he could have
Nah,
easily
Bruno's
been
been on
dropped.
it, fam. He's been on it the last.
No. You said recently, but just in the time span, you know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm saying to say this year. Even when Bruno don't play good, he's still given a chance. Like, Donny's like, you know what
Donny
NK
should be
said.
getting a chance.
You know what? Let's just
John
all buy. Let's all buy free Donny shirts. That's it. Free Donny. That's it.
Bro, look. All I'm telling you, like, you talk about this formation. Look, Pogba will come and it will be Pogba, Bruno, and Scott McTominay playing in there, but
He would. Pogba will
he
play.
Will. Donny, as I said, I think there's more to it than maybe he slept with Edwin wife or something. We don't know. Something must have happened, but they're not giving him time, bro. Something, bro. It's you
can tell what type of footballer this guy would have been.
Strange, bro.
A mess. Look, guys,
strange, bro.
I'm done. Look, remember, guys, like, comment, subscribe if you like what you heard. Leave a message, leave a comment, all of that jazz. Remember to follow on Twitter at 99banter, TikTok at OT99banterroom, Instagram at OT99_banterroom. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Free Donny.